Hello, podcast listeners. We know podcasts are a great way to catch up on a program that you may have missed on KSJE, and it's provided as a free service of this radio station. But you know, KSJE is now listener-supported, and so while you enjoy this podcast, we hope that you'll also take some time to join KSJE. Become a member today. It's quite easy to do. Just go to our website at ksje.com/support and pick the level of support that best matches your budget. Thanks again for listening. Here's your podcast. 10 minutes past 8 o'clock. It is Tuesday morning, the 8th day of April, 2025. Good morning, everyone. I'm Scott Michlin. Thanks for tuning in to KSJE, 90.9 FM over the air here in San Juan County, New Mexico. In Durango, we broadcast at 103.3 FM. And if you want to tune in from anywhere else on planet Earth, just go to our website, ksje.com. Welcome also to our viewers who are joining us this morning from anywhere on planet Earth. They're doing that because the video of this program is streaming out live to the KSJE Facebook page and also to our YouTube channel. So I'm glad that you are all with us this morning in whatever way you've connected with KSJE. Welcome aboard. This morning we are getting an update from the Farmington Chamber of Commerce. They've been very busy last couple of weeks and will be very busy because that's what the Chamber does. So stay tuned for all the details coming up in the next few moments right here on KSJE this morning. Then it's Tuesday, of course, and that means at 8:50 a.m. we'll be checking in with Amber Francisco over at the Farmington Chamber of Commerce, and she'll be telling us about some of the pets available for adoption this week. So stay tuned for that coming your way later on this hour. Next hour, of course, it's classical music here on KSJE. Mick Hess takes us roving with the arts, our weekday classical music program that has been going almost continuously for the past 35 years. So check it out and enjoy some great classical music today. You can also connect with KSJE on X and Instagram in addition to Facebook and YouTube. And if you're a podcast listener, we invite you to subscribe to KSJE Podcasts. They're available where you're already listening to podcasts, so check it out and discover a new local program that you may have missed recently. Outside our studios this morning, it's mostly sunny Tuesday morning, 38 degrees at the moment. We're expecting a sunny day today with a high near 69 degrees. Clear skies overnight with a low near 40. Warming trend coming your way because it'll be warmer tomorrow with a high of 72 on Wednesday, sunshine and 75 by Thursday, sunshine and temperatures near 80 for Friday and Saturday before things cool off again to the lower 70s on Sunday with overnight lows into the lower 50s by Saturday. I'll be back with Jamie Church from the Farmington Chamber of Commerce right after this. KSJE is supported by San Juan Regional Medical Center. The most important ingredients to sustaining health and wellness are the resources and tools that help you live a vibrant and healthy life. At San Juan Regional Medical Center, the goal is to promote health by making sure those resources are available. Find the path to the best life at lifebetterhere.com. San Juan Regional Medical Center. Better is our mission, improving lives through personalized health and care.
Life is all about getting from one place to another, from home to work, between school and the store. But what if you don't know exactly how to get there? That's where the Navigation Center can help. Maybe you've lost vital documents, need help with housing, or can't find a medical provider. Located inside Presbyterian Medical Services at 1001 West Broadway, the Navigation Center can help you navigate life's challenges. The San Juan County Navigation Center, connecting to resources, empowering lives.
Back in Studio A this morning with my guest, as I mentioned, from the Farmington Chamber of Commerce. And there's only one person when you think of Farmington Chamber of Commerce. Actually, probably more than one. But Jamie Church is here, the president and CEO of the Farmington Chamber of Commerce. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for coming in.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
You've taken a breath, maybe, after your busy month or several months. Yeah.
One quick little breath, and then we just, head on to the next thing. And there's a lot coming up, as usual.
Get right back into it, yeah. But before we talk about the new stuff, I want to just kind of wrap up your Friday event.
Yes, the Business to Business Expo.
It looked like you had a packed house at the Civic Center.
Great. We were so excited about how well received that event is now. We're in our second year.
Right. Right.
And we had 70 vendors this year, so absolutely filled the ballroom of the Civic Center. And we kicked it off with a focus on Farmington coffee.
That's right.
So those are free coffees to the, for the community. We had some wonderful food provided by Tara from the, bake shop down
Right.
at Artifacts. And we just had a steady stream of people all day. Such great time for the vendors, the businesses to network and share what they're doing. And just, I've heard great things from the vendors that were there about the leads that they got, the contacts that they got. So it'll be fun to see over the next few weeks, how do those pan out and that kind of thing. So it was really great.
Very good. And so, plans for another one?
Oh yeah, yes.
Okay,
Next
just
year,
checking.
this will be an
Just
annual
checking.
event now. So we'll be looking. It'll always be sometime in the spring. I'm not sure exactly when, but really, it's a way to highlight these small businesses, these entrepreneurs, the businesses in our community, and really celebrate what they do, but also give them the opportunity to do some networking, exchanging those business cards, those leads and referrals. So,
Right.
really great.
And it looked to me like a big variety of
We
businesses
did have,
too, right?
yeah.
And I think maybe some folks may be surprised to know that these are local businesses in the community because
Yes.
maybe they thought they had to go out of town for something like that.
Right, exactly. And we had everything from insurance companies to 4C Studio to Camino Real. If you've been down Main Street and you've seen the business with all the colorful pottery and the metal sculptures, they were there. They had a huge setup there.
I saw that.
Yeah, it was amazing. And of course, we had some bankers. We also had nonprofits. So we had Big Brothers and Big Sisters of San Juan County. We had San Juan United Way. We had Child Haven. So we also want to give our nonprofits that opportunity to network and share what they do, possibly find new supporters or donors or volunteers or just spread their mission, what they do. So really a great variety. And it just really, we were very pleased with how it went.
Nice. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Another
Thanks.
great chamber event that
Thank you.
folks can look forward to from year to year. And that gets us ready for things that are going on this week.
This
because
week.
there's no rest for
No,
you
there isn't, no.
and your staff,
That's right.
What's
That's
going
right.
on?
So we have a business after hours on Thursday, and this is for Ram Studio Signs. They are celebrating 35 years in business, and what a thing to celebrate.
Congratulations.
It is not easy to have a small business, and it's certainly not easy to keep that business going for 35 years. So their team and crew, we're so excited to celebrate with them. It is this Thursday at 5 o'clock at the Civic Center. We'll be back down at the Civic Center. And so we hope you'll join us. If you know the people there, they are the nicest people. And you see their signs everywhere.
No kidding,
and now they
right?
do wraps as well on vehicles.
Right.
So if you see some of these vehicles around town, it's probably Ram Studio Signs who
They
did
could
them.
put my face on my car.
Yes.
They could.
You could. You
Yeah.
should. That would
Well,
be great. It's
sure.
a great idea.
Right.
It's
Okay.
a great idea. So please join us for that. So that is, again, this Thursday, the 10th, at the Civic Center from 5 to 8 o'clock.
Very good. Nice.
Yes.
And networking, as you mentioned, there'll be some prizes, I think,
Prizes
probably.
and food and drinks, and it'll just be a great time of coming together again. And, our mission statement, our tagline for the Farmington Chamber is connecting commerce to community. This is another great opportunity to do that. So
Yeah.
they are commerce, we're the community.
Right.
Let's connect us. So we hope you'll join us. And then Friday, we have a ribbon cutting for another new business in downtown Farmington.
Nice.
So Lavagna's Antiques, Uniques, and More is the actual name. Another new business opening in downtown. And so there's a ribbon cutting at 4:30 p.m. and they're located at 222 West Main. And then
That's
we'll
easy
hope,
to remember.
I know, that's why I remembered it. And then we hope you'll stay downtown and then go out to dinner at one of the downtown restaurants. And so that's why we timed it that way, put it at the end of the day, so that people would come down for the ribbon cutting and our red coats would come and then stay downtown and maybe go out to eat at Boone's Thai or the Chili Pod and one of the restaurants down there.
Right.
So
Smart.
very strategic.
Yeah.
But they have some cute things down at that. In fact, this necklace I'm wearing, just
Wow,
by
okay.
chance,
Look
didn't
at
even
that.
think about that, I got at Lavagna's a couple weeks ago
Well, how
when
about
I was
that?
in there. So
Is it antique or unique or
it's,
both?
Yes, it's both.
Okay.
And I don't know if it's antique, but it's unique, and I like it.
There
So
you
anyway,
go.
I picked this up there. I bought it. I didn't pick it up. I bought it a few weeks ago.
Okay.
I do, yes. So
Good.
that's coming up. That's
Nice.
just this week.
Okay.
Okay.
Very good. And then you have your leads and referrals
Yes.
group is also pretty
This
active.
week.
You now have a second group
Yes.
starting up, right?
Yes, exactly. So we have had a morning chapter going on for a while. That's the San Juan Leads and Referrals Group, and they meet on Wednesday mornings at 7 a.m. This is a noon one that we just started last Thursday. So this is an every week event. If you're looking for a more intense, is a good word, opportunity for leads and referrals, this is something you might be interested in. It meets weekly, so you really can start to build relationships and trust with these other people in the group. And there's only one representative per industry in the group. So for example, there would be one insurance company, one sign company, one marketing company, one plumber, and one electrician. So it's limited, and it's first come, first serve. They have to be a chamber member first and foremost.
Right.
Then there's an application, and then they start attending. It's a brown bag lunch and exchanging leads and referrals with other people within this group. So it's a little different than some of our other events where just, everybody's there, and it could be all of our chamber members who are plumbers or all of our chamber members who do marketing and things. This is very specific. But over time,
Some might say exclusive.
Exclusive, yes, I suppose that's a good word. But over time, what happens is you really do see business being exchanged. And one of our board members, Dylan Jenks, he is in the morning group, and every board meeting he reports on the closed business that morning chapter has done up to year to date, and it's really pretty impressive. So if you have been a part of one of these leads and referrals group, or you want to know more, you can come visit for a couple times before you decide, because there is an additional fee to be a part of this group. But it meets every single Thursday. In fact, I'm still getting that in my schedule, that it's an every Thursday thing. And it meets at the Quality Center for Business on College Boulevard, which is where our offices are.
Very good. And for the other group, is there room for more members
yes,
of that group?
Yes, it sort of depends on
the type of business,
yeah,
I guess,
so
if there's not already one in
exactly.
there.
I think there's room for a marketing company. I think there's room for a florist. We were talking about what kind of industries work well in these groups.
Yeah.
Any industry that's looking for clients or customers. Restaurants aren't a great fit. For one thing, restaurants, it's tough. They're, especially a noon group, that's their busiest time. And if a restaurant reached out, unless they did just catering or if they were an event center, then I think it would be a good fit.
Right.
But if you're a restaurant and you're busy and you're doing great, I would say that might not be the best fit. So anyway, it just sort of depends. But yeah, there are openings in the morning group as well. We did a business breakfast mid-March where we sort of talked about the morning group and the noon group. And since then, the morning group has gotten quite a few new members, and they seem to really be doing well. So this is an opportunity. If you are interested, reach out. Again, every Thursday at the Quality Center for Business at 11:30. Bring your brown bag lunch, and there you go.
Okay.
Yes.
You can be a part of this group. And again, it's limited to just one of your business type. And
Correct.
so that's what makes it somewhat unique than just a open door where everybody can show up, and gives you maybe an opportunity that you wouldn't get elsewhere.
Right. And I always remind people, look, so if there's 10 people in the group, you're not just sharing information with those 10, because all of those 10 people have their own larger circles, whether it's their family, co-workers, groups they belong to, church, maybe they're a part of a civic group. All of those people have a very big circle as well. So you're connecting with those people, and then when their friend or neighbor or brother says, hey, I'm looking for an electrician, oh, I know somebody in this leads and referrals group, and they do a great job. Let me give you their card and reach out to them. Exactly. And then they're supposed to call that electrician and say, by the way, I gave your name to so-and-so in case they want to follow up. So that's kind of how it works. But anyway, so that's going on as well.
Very good. And I guess the fact that you've now launched a second one means that the first one's pretty successful.
Right.
And folks are looking to maybe meet at a different time. And so this is kind of to fit their schedules too.
Exactly. So to broaden that. So another thing we have going on this week.
Yeah. This week. I know,
and every
right?
week.
Exactly.
Every week.
Very true. Very true. My guest this morning, Jamie Church, is here from the Farmington Chamber of Commerce. Lots of things that are going on, including some other things you're planning already for summer.
Yes.
I guess too, right?
Yes. We have our Tees and Tunes golf tournament coming up on July 11th at the San Juan Country Club. And so the save the date has gone out.
Okay.
And so we are looking for 4-person golf teams. It's a scramble. It starts right after lunch. So tee time is right around 12:30. 1 o'clock, and then you play golf, and then it ends up back at the the deck there at the country club at the pond, and we have a band that comes in. So then we have live music, and we're calling it the 19th hole after party. So we have a great time there. So that's a really fun event, kind of a member celebration, gives us a chance to really just in a very informal, fun way thank our members, but also gives some of our newer chamber members an opportunity to sponsor. So they can be a hole sponsor and have their sign right there at whatever, the second hole or the fifth hole or the 11th hole. And then we have a fun pitching contest that happens on number 9. So an opportunity for sponsorship and also to play golf if that's your thing, or you can just come and get a ticket for the after party and have barbecue and listen to the live music. So there's that opportunity too.
I'm
if you're not a golfer.
I can vouch for that event because it's a pretty fun event.
It is a very fun event.
So there you go. So that's coming up already in July.
Yes, July 11th.
Okay. All right.
And I mentioned before we came on the air that we do have a May Focus on Farmington Coffee. I'm just needing to confirm all the dates, but I will say it is going to be a really fun time. And so I'm just got to get it all ready and then I'll announce it.
Okay.
I'll give you the scoop. I'll
Gotcha.
tell you first.
Okay. So it'll be maybe after your next visit here in early May. So
it'll be, yes,
kind of
early
mid-May.
May, yes. So
Mid-May is what you're telling me. Maybe. If you
I
confirm
think
everything.
I think it's going to happen. I just
Okay.
want to make sure before I go putting it all over the place.
Well,
but
this is the media.
I know this
Why
is
would we
the-
want to check the facts before we share
Yes, we do.
information to people?
because we don't want to have to retract
That's
things
true.
that we say.
That
so,
is true.
Anyway, so
Okay.
that will
So
be
it's coming.
up.
There is
Yep.
something coming. You've
There
already
is
got it
something
planned.
coming. Yeah.
And I know that there are probably people on a waiting list, aren't they, to host a Focus on Farmington
Yes,
Coffee?
there are actually. Those they are
reached out to
filling
you?
up. Almost. In fact, we just scheduled the one for November, which is going to be
See?
really fun as well,
Okay.
and December too. That's right. Little
Wow,
collaboration
whole
with
year
my
is full.
sister. Yeah, a little collaboration with my sister on that one.
Okay.
So that'll be fun.
Nice.
And the Women's Summit, we are meeting.
yeah.
Tickets are going to be going on sale fairly soon. Sponsors are already reaching out for me for table sponsorship. So now that the Business to Business Expo is over, I can kind of start to get a little more organized with that. But
Right.
it is November 6th, and very excited about our lineup of speakers this year. And so that we'll be putting some more information out about that soon.
Okay.
Yep.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned
as we
for
say
more.
in the business. So that very good. And Chile in October.
Yeah, we're working on that and looking at some dates for that. So that is another conversation we're having with that event. And it's funny, we were just talking about things that happen throughout the year, like the parade, Christmas parade, and things like that. So those events, we were so excited last year to partner with the parade. Actually, not partner. We were able to hand the parade to the YPN group, the Young
Right.
Professionals Network. And what's really cool is they are also our volunteer group and recipients for our golf tournament. So the Young Professionals Network, they do events throughout the year, and then they donate some of the proceeds to those events to area nonprofits, so a variety of nonprofits. And so they're helping us out with our golf tournament. And they are kind of what used to be the Farmington Young Professionals, for some of you who remember that. And so the Young Professionals Network is a really great group, and we've collaborated with them on a number of events. So they're, again, kind of that young professionals networking group, and they also have a Facebook page if you want to follow them, and it's YPN if you look under that, and you can see the things they're doing. So really active and very involved and invested in the community and making the community a better place. So yeah, lots of things coming up. We just, we have ribbon cuttings and the Focus on Farmington coffees and the business after hours, and just it goes on and on and on.
On and on.
Rolls through.
Lots of things. Very true. And of course, these events open to the community, your chamber members, of course.
Yes.
And of course, you couldn't do any of this without the support of your chamber members.
Right, exactly.
They really help
Yes.
fund and
Yes.
drive what you do.
They are the absolute foundation of the chamber. So we get asked this question a lot. Are we part of the city? No, we're not part of the city. So we're not like an extra program of the city. We work very closely with the city of Farmington, as we do all the municipalities. We also work very closely with San Juan County. And so we are our own independent nonprofit. We're a 501c6 organization. And so obviously being part of the city and being, or not part of the city, but being in the city of Farmington, and the majority of our chamber members are located here in Farmington, but not all of them. We do have chamber members from Albuquerque, Durango, Ignacio. So any business that does business in Farmington is often a member of the chamber. And I think we do a really good job of collaborating with the other chambers. So we had the Aztec Chamber of Commerce. We gave them a vendor booth at our Business to Business Expo.
Nice.
To kind of give them an opportunity to talk to the vendors there. The Durango Chamber of Commerce, Jeff, he came down, the CEO from the Durango Chamber. He came down, walked around, met with, just to find out what we have going on. So I think we do a really good job of doing that, working with other chambers and supporting other chambers as well.
Right.
So Aztec has its own chamber. Bloomfield has its own chamber. Kirtland. We're not all the same organization. We're all separate organizations.
Right.
And work very well with each other. I like to collaborate with all of the chambers in the state of New Mexico. There's a call every month where we all are on a Zoom call, find out what's going on, especially during the legislative session.
Right.
So we connect and have conversation with all the chambers. Then I'm in a larger chamber group, which is Chamber of Commerce Professionals for chambers all across the country. And it's very interesting to hear what other chambers have going on, struggles and challenges they have,
Right.
and what they're doing in their communities too.
Nice.
So kind of a larger chamber community there as well.
Big collaboration. So,
Yeah, and
very-
learning and finding out what's going on.
Right.
Yes.
And maybe what's working in other communities
Yes.
that might work here. And,
Exactly.
or tweak it a little bit and
Right.
then might work here, so you never know. You
Yeah.
brought up the legislative session, so I
Yes.
wanted to just touch on that briefly. The 60-day session is over. I
Yes.
think the governor still has a few days to sign
Yes.
some of the bills that have landed on her desk. And so there were some things I know you were watching very, very carefully.
Yes.
And some of the things did not make it to the governor's desk. And I
Paid
think
family medical leave
that
was
was
the
one
big
of the big ones,
Yes.
right? And so is that going to come back, I imagine?
I would imagine so.
Yeah.
Although it has been introduced now, I think in the last 5 sessions, and it hasn't passed. I think that, again, the intent is good. It's just the way the bill has been written, and there were just too many uncertainties of how it was going to be funded. And then there was a substitute bill that was put in that had a lot of questions as well, and there was quite a lot of work on from people within the state and businesses saying that they didn't want this bill, this paid family medical leave, in the form it was written. Again, good intent, but just the way it was,
Right.
the bill was written.
It seemed
and
like
the
there
way,
was a compromise bill that may
yeah,
have been a little
compromise
more
bill.
tolerable, but still didn't go anywhere.
Right. Again, there was a lot of question about how that bill would have been funded too. And
see.
so it was beginning to feel like it was coming across like, let's just pass it and then we'll figure out how we're going to fund it later. Yeah, yes, not.
That
yay,
never goes over
that
well.
never goes over well. And so
No. Yeah.
I'm sure it's going to come up again. I
Okay.
do hope that the people who are writing the bill, who are introducing the bill, are looking at what the concerns are so that before they introduce the bill next time or in a 30-day session or a 60-day session, that we can address some of these concerns that businesses were having. And a lot of it comes from staffing. How are you going to replace these staff
Right.
if they're gone? And this 12 weeks is a lot, and it didn't have to be taken in a 12-week time block either. So it could have been 8 hours here and 12 hours here and then, 2 weeks here. And when you're already struggling with staffing issues, it was just kind of sounding overwhelming. Anyway, so it did not pass.
It did not.
No,
Right.
it did not.
And I know there was a minimum wage bill as well. And
That
was
never went.
Another
that,
one.
No,
that
it
didn't go
died.
anywhere,
It
did
went into the first committee, passed the first committee, and then never went anywhere else. That one again, maybe reintroduced at a future date.
Sure.
So we'll be watching that. And so that really didn't go anywhere. Didn't have a lot of traction. So I think I did read. I thought I read it this morning that the governor did just sign off on about 60 bills. If I
did
read
see
it
that, yes.
read it correctly. So.
Right.
Busy session, 60-day sessions are always a lot,
Right.
and just want to give a real shout out to all of the elected officials, anybody in the state who's there for 60 days, no matter what side of the aisle, no matter what's going on. It is a very busy time, and they're away from their families, they're away from their homes, and I'm sure it's just very stressful. So thank you to everybody who serves in their
Right.
capacity.
I second that.
Yes.
And they do it for free.
Yes,
Is the
that's
other
right.
part of that.
That's right.
That they get a per diem, but that's it.
Right.
They are unpaid state
Correct.
legislators. And
Correct.
so was there anything that did pass or that's waiting for the governor that you think will be good for business?
Boy, that's a good question. I was so focused on some of the other bills. I don't know. So it'll be interesting to see the list of everything.
Okay.
everything I know there were some crime bills that were in there, and that definitely needs to be addressed. There were some crime bills there, some different things. So I think there were some funding bills for mental health. Those are always, of course, good. So we'll have to look at the whole list and see.
Yeah.
We'll be relying on our senators and representatives. They're making the circuit now. I notice all the different civic groups, and I'm sure we'll have them at Redcoats at some point or a chamber board meeting to give us the update on what passed. So we kind of count on them to give us the summary or the recap.
Understood. Very good.
Yes.
So another stay tuned, audience, and then we'll bring you up to date. So
yes, exactly.
That'll be very good. So to recap some of the events that are coming up.
Yes.
Gosh, this week you have a couple of things that are happening.
Yes.
Once again, the second group for leads and referrals is going to be starting to meet on Thursdays at lunch, noon?
That's right.
No, 11:30.
Just grab a brown bag lunch, come by from 11:30, check it all out. You can visit a couple of times before you decide. So that is at our offices at the Quality Center for Business. And then that evening at 5 is the business after hours for Ram Studio Signs. That is not at their location. It is at the Civic Center.
Yes.
And that's just because they're expecting quite a lot of people, and so it's at the Civic Center. Starts at 5 o'clock, and they're going to have a lot of fun things. They're a lot of fun, and they have great signs when they do things, banners and signs, because they make them.
I know,
they manufacture. That was one thing that somebody asked them at the Business to Business Expo. They actually do manufacturing on site.
Here.
So very cool.
Yeah.
So you need to visit with them about that. And then we have the ribbon cutting for the new antique store, Lavagna's Antiques. That is downtown. Great to see some of the downtown businesses.
Right.
Those spaces filling up. And
that's on Friday?
That's on Friday at 4:30. And it was fun last Friday to walk around at the Art Walk. It was busy downtown and just people going into all these different businesses. So that was a lot of fun as well. So
very good.
Anyway, just tons of stuff going on in our community. And that's just this week.
If somebody says there's nothing to do, just play them the show.
Yes, just play them the show.
In this direction.
Yes,
so
just play them the show.
There you go. Well, Jamie, thank you for coming in.
Yes, absolutely.
Great to visit with you as always. And thanks
you.
for the work that you and the rest of the folks at the Chamber do to promote business and connecting commerce to community. Every
Happy
single
to do
time.
it.
Thank you.
Thank
Jamie
you.
Church from the Farmington Chamber of Commerce, my guest right here on KSJE. KSJE and the San Juan College Native American Center present the Student Study Tip of the Week.
Hello, this is Demetrius coming with you the study tip of the week. While it may seem like a good idea to learn an entire semester's worth of information in one night, it's not an effective study habit, and it can cause a lot of unnecessary stress. Instead, study a little bit of information every day for at least 20 to 30 minutes. You'll likely remember more later, and you'll feel calm and prepared when it comes to exam time.
The Student Study Tip of the Week is presented by the San Juan College Native American Center and KSJE. Did you enjoy that podcast? We hope that you did. And if you did, share it with your friends. And if you really want to keep podcasts like this coming, please support KSJE. You can do it easily online at ksje.com.